Hi, I'm Stavros. Good morning and welcome. And in today's video, I'll be showing you all around this 2018 Renault Range T, the 460 Comfort. So I'll walk you all around the exterior of the truck first, then we'll hop inside and go down through all the interior features, and then we'll be getting hooked underneath the trailer and heading out on the road for a test drive. You ready for this? Let's go! Okay, so this truck has been on the fleet from new. It's just over 2 years old and it's got 242,000 kilometers up in it. So pretty standard example. There is no bells and whistles on this. This is as standard as it gets. Now, of course, you can get black bumpers if you wish, and black steps if you don't want them body colored. Now, let me just take the key out of my pocket and I can give you a look at that. So simply lock, unlock, and we can also turn on the lights, of course. So we can do our light test. And this is a handy feature as well. When you lock the truck, lock it, and then press this button here, the window will go up automatically. So I really like that. That's quite a nice feature on the Renault. So yeah, let's keep walking around. We have xenon headlights and we have your high beams here, and our daytime running lamps are LED. And let me just pull down the step here as well. We have 2 steps. You can climb up and clean your windscreen. I like that. And you can reach right up as well, so that's quite good, having this second step. You can reach the whole way up to the top of the windscreen. Some trucks you can't, but this one you can, which is good. So let's just open up the front panel. Now, you can get coil springs here if you don't want your airbags for your cab suspension. And we can top up our oil here and a top up there for your windscreen washer. There is no dipstick here in behind the front panel, so let's just close that up. There is an electronic gauge on the dashboard, of course, to check your oil level. Okay, let's continue walking around, just giving you a look. Now, one thing about the side profile of these trucks, there's a lot of lines going on, but it's like as if they're not properly paired up with anything. It's kind of not cohesive looking, if you would like to describe it like that. Oh, we have Tom heading off in the Scania R450. Off he goes. Okay, let's continue walking around the T460 Comfort. We can open up the passenger door. So yeah, the opening switch there is a bit worn away on that. So let's just open it up. Now, we do have a decent size locker for the passenger side. Quite good space in that. It goes in quite deep, but the one on the driver's side is smaller for some reason. That is your battery box. You can get maintenance-free batteries for this truck. We have a 650 litre diesel tank on the passenger side and 405 litre there for the driver's side, and your AdBlue there as well. That is 100 litres, and you can get fifth wheels that are aluminium. They will save 22 kilos in weight. And we have our LEDs there for the rear as well. So they're quite nice. And your aluminium air tanks as well. It's all to do with cutting down weight on your chassis. We just have 2 airbags on the back, and that can carry a capacity of 13 ton on the back axle. That's what it's rated for, 13. So yeah, we have low profile tires on the front and rear. We have 55 front and 75 on the rear, and the front tires are super singles. So let's just open it up again and hop inside. So fully automated gearbox, and we have the Recaro seats with the red seat belts. Now, of course, you can get full leather. You can get vinyl and textile, or else you can get full textile. It all depends what your preference is. So let's just hop inside and give you a look at the fridge. So quite a nice fridge on these. It's pretty flat shape to it, but decent enough. And let's just close that back up, and I'll give you a look at the bed. So we have a 2.5 meter bed in length, and we have 80 centimeters in width, and it's very easy to lift up, really light, very easy. So, and you can get access there to your outside lockers. And this is your night heater, and you can also operate the radio and even a light switch there as well. And we have our 12 volt and 24 volt and your little lamp there. Now, I was going to turn on these LED lamps here, which are fantastic for lighting up the cab, but the driver told me they don't work anymore. I've no idea why, but there you have it. Unfortunately, I can't show you them, but I can show you the ambient lighting. So there you go, we have the ambient lighting. That's quite nice, and all the lockers above the windscreen. This one here is lockable. Would have been nicer if one of the bigger ones was lockable instead of that one, but there you have it. And storage up there. Now, I've said all this before, but you see the USB connection there. Why did they put it up here? And that is your fuel gauge and AdBlue gauge. Then we have our air pressure, engine temperature, and over there your rev counter. And on the steering wheel there, your phone controls, and just for scrolling down through your menu, there is another little rotary switch there behind for going up and down through the menu, and over here as well for your cruise control. So let's just start it up and I'll give you a quick sound of the engine. Renault Trucks, let's go. Let's knock it off there and go down through the interior controls. So we have one touch up and down for the electric windows. I like that. The mirror layout, quite good. Wide angle one there on the top. It would be nice if the bottom one was a bit bigger. And electronic handbrake there. So this is for opening and closing your sunroof. So we can do that electrically. And up here we have the electric blind. So really like that. You can lock and unlock the doors as well. And over here our trailer brake and our hill start aid. We have our auxiliary brake, so you can set that to manual or automatic. And our anti-slip regulation switch. And as I said already, that function there for the roof lights is not working. Anyway, move on. We have our reversing buzzer. You can turn that off, and our ambient lighting as I showed. Over here we have the cruise control, and we can also have our speed limiter. And beside it we have the lane departure warning and your advanced emergency braking. Down below we have the 12 volt socket here, and we have a 24 volt there. And we can pull out that drawer. We've got storage down here. Yeah, that's pretty much it on the Renault, and we have our auxiliary brake here as well. So that's quite good, and all our lighting functions. We can adjust the steering with this switch here as well. So yeah, that's pretty much how it looks on the interior. I would like possibly a bigger gap between the mirror and the pillar there. That would be welcome. But the lights, nice LED light there as well. And this is where your stereo is. Why isn't it on the dashboard? I've no idea. Anyway guys, I think it's time to start it up, get in behind the wheel of the Renault and see what it's like on the road. Let's go. Okay guys, off we go in the Renault T460 in the Comfort specification. Now we have a 6-cylinder inline diesel engine, of course. This is the 10.8 litre diesel engine. You can of course get a 12.8 litre. So this is known as the DTI 11. So let's just power it up the hill here, just to give you the sound of the engine. Volvo engine of course, and Volvo gearbox. We don't have much weight on this trailer, light enough on this test. Certainly sounds like a Volvo FH. Okay. Now we have 2,200 Newton meters of torque, 338 kilowatts. Now if you want, you can get the 440 in the 13 litre engine, but even though you have 2,200 Newton meters in that engine, you're down 14 kilowatts in your engine, so that's something worth thinking about. You will be down in your kilowatts even though the torque figure is the same on this particular example. And then of course you can get a 480 and a 520 in the 13 litre engine. Even there at 80 kilometers it's revving in at around 1100 RPM, so quite low revving at 80 kilometers. Now you got to remember as well that the 13 litre engine is 155 kilos heavier than this 10.8 litre, so that's something also worth thinking about. And in case you're wondering, the engine itself on this truck weighs 995 kilos and the gearbox weighs 271 kilos. So of course there are various things you can do to kind of cut down on the weight of your tractor unit, but it's well worth looking into if you want to save on your overall gross of the truck. Do you really need a 13 litre engine? Maybe just go for this 10.8 and save on that weight. So just coming off the motorway here, we can use our Opti brake system, as they call it. So it's a combination of exhaust brake and valve compression braking coupled to the service brake. And we put it into max mode, and it really does rev out in max mode. It almost sounds like it's revving too much in max mode. I do like the gear selector here because you can go up and down through that manually. Really do like that. So you can flick it forward to go up, back to go down, and flick it back up and you're back into auto mode. So it's good to have that control on the truck. So let's just slow down here. Now is it go? Yeah, you see, why did it hesitate right there to go from neutral into third when I stopped there? So that's not really good. It should have literally went straight into third instead of showing neutral and then going into third. So that's not really that good. Now, just touching on a different subject, guys, something else I don't like about this truck is the steering adjustment. Now, this has been a bugbear for years with this particular model, and loads of drivers are complaining about it. Why doesn't it tilt back more? I've no idea why Renault have not improved this so far to this point. Now, I have heard that they are improving it for next year in 2021. So we'll just have to wait and see. But this is something, guys, that should have been improved years ago on this truck. So yeah, it's a bit of a mystery to me why it has not been improved long ago. Now, of course, there is more improvements with this truck. They have improved this steering, so it's very light now on the newer models, but the steering is still bad, the adjustment. So I'm just going to slow up to this roundabout here because I'm just curious just to see, we are in auto mode, which gear it's going to go into. So say for instance now, if I stopped here and there was traffic coming, let's just see what gear it's going to go into. Now you see the way it goes into neutral and then into third. Why did it hesitate there? So I'm just going to test this again on the roundabout here inside in the industrial estate. I'm just going to test it again just to see, will it go into neutral instead of going straight into third? Okay, let's just I'm just going to check this again. I'm in 9th gear approaching the roundabout. Now say for instance I've got to stop, there's traffic here, still in 9th, it goes into neutral and then into third. So why didn't it just go straight into third? Now of course maybe this gearbox has been set up for economy mode, where it kind of just is using as little diesel as possible and trying to be as smooth and careful with the gearbox going up and down through it. So this gearbox could have been set up for that. Anyway guys, we're going to pull back into base now and sum up today's video. And there we are back from the drive in the Renault T460. Quite a good truck to drive. I mean, it's not the most comfortable because it doesn't have the 4 airbags at the back, and of course there will be a revision to these trucks in 2021. So if you're worried about the steering column, that is going to be improved. But anyway guys, I'm going to leave you all there. I do hope you enjoyed the video and the drive. It turned into another night drive. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all there. I'll chat to you all again next weekend for another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers!